So there's a lot going down in the handheld gaming space these days, and I just purchased this bad boy, the Lenovo Legion Go. Let's review. Now, I've been playing the Lenovo Legion Go for about a couple of hours now, and I've got to say, the construction of this guy is freaking sick. It really feels like oddly good in the hand to hold. It's nuts. I like the construction. The controllers don't feel wiggly at all. The controllers detach from this small little button that's on this side right over here. And again, it's an easy as pushing and pulling out. And there you go. It's detached. And it's just as easy as fitting it back into place and popping it right in. And it's locked. It feels like it's almost like a whole one unit. It does not feel kind of like the Switch that it's like kind of pop and you have to hear that click that goes in. You hear the click when you put it in, but it's solid. It feels like all one piece. It's very, very nice construction. I have to give it to Lenovo in saying that this guy definitely feels good to hold. Construction feels great. And it overall just looks nice. Like, look at this all black, very like firm square design, not a lot of curves, not a lot of going on in like the visual space. There is RGB on the actual controllers themselves, and the joysticks definitely feel cool. I can feel that magnet that they were talking about, the technology that goes into that. Lenovo has stated that these joysticks are Hall effect joysticks. So essentially, it's like small magnets that detect the movement, which is supposed to eliminate stick drift going forward. And from an avid PC gamer, avid gamer all around, eliminating drift is going to be pretty much a game changer for these things. But these apparently also do come out. I don't want to take them out right now, only because I don't have the need to, but these joysticks do actually pop out. On this guy specifically, we've got this ring, and this ring attaches to the bottom of this guy with a magnet, and you get this cool, like almost like fighter pilot-esque movement. It's supposed to be used for like FPS games as a mouse almost, and I can see how the buttons on the side here and on the side here can be used. One of the things when I did kind of open this guy up and start playing around with it was I did in fact notice that these buttons here do not correlate with the ones that are over here. So they put a lot of effort into this guy right here, but for this end, this feels like the more natural feel, I feel like. And over here I've got this button on the side. It just doesn't. I wish they would have kept the form factor for both controllers. I like the scroll wheel. I know that sounds stupid, but I really, really do. It's a nice touch, especially with this, but I don't have that pad over here. It just feels like they put a lot of effort into this side and not on this one. With that being said, on the top here, we've got a USB Type-C right here, some volume up and down buttons here, and then we also have the SD card slot right on this corner here, which is nice. So hopefully we will learn more about this SD card slot as we play longer and so on and so forth, because a bunch of other handhelds have had issues with their SD card slot overheating. Lenovo says we're not going to have that issue, so that's nice. On the bottom, we've also have a USB Type-C down there as well, and I like this. And because not only do you get the option of having it up here, but down there for docking purposes is going to be sick. Vents on the top here. To be honest, this thing is not that loud. Even at its highest FPS, I didn't hear it getting more than like a slight whistle outside of it, just the actual fan blowing out. But it doesn't get super hot either. There are vents here on the back, which are nice, which is really cool. And this kickstand here, definitely reminiscent of the Nintendo Switch. It does sit down, and it does feel very, very, very secure, which I can't say for most things. Performance wise, it plays freaking well, and the screen is super bright and definitely looks good. Like, out of everything, it just like feels good. The controls are not squishy. They're definitely like of a hardier construction. I keep coming back to this construction stuff because it doesn't feel like cheap plastic. It feels good to hold. It is heavier significantly than the ROG Ally or the Steam Deck, but I've been playing it for a couple hours now, and I'm not tired. I can hold it in one hand, I can hold the screen in one hand, and I do not have the biggest hands, to say the least. So that is nice. I don't feel like it's gonna move or shake in any other way, especially with these controllers, like being able to detach. It just feels good, and that's not easy to say. So let's go over some of the specs for the Lenovo Legion Go. So an 8.8 QHD display. That's probably the biggest display that we've had in this handheld, especially with the Steam Deck, Asus ROG Ally. It has multiple gaming modes, so as you saw, you could detach the actual controllers. You can use that right controller into FPS mode, the different docking versions of the bottom and the top. Expandable storage, so we can actually remove that SSD that's in the back of that console, and also add some micro SD card at the top as well with the micro SD card slot. It's got a pretty beefy battery, and it also is, the console itself is thicker as well. I can say that the screen is brighter, much brighter in fact, and it does give a nice touch to the overall display. The display is nice. It really is, with a 144 hertz refresh rate. It is a 10-point touchscreen with Gorilla Glass, but I still put on a screen protector just to be safe, as you know, micro scratches are a thing, especially in anything that you buy technology wise that has a touchscreen. I would always suggest getting a screen protector. And the machine is pretty quiet. I know it has only one fan right there on the back where that quad vent is at, but it is not loud. Like, the fan does pick up, but it isn't, I haven't felt that it is something along the lines of like a jet engine or something like that. No, it is on the more of the quiet side for me. Tested out the speakers as well. The speaker sounds pretty great too. Like, the thing is I don't want it to be said that like I'm only here for the Lenovo Legion Go, like I'm sponsored for this. I'm not. I've been playing it for a couple of hours, and I haven't had an experience like this with the gaming handheld because it offers a lot. This device is doing a lot, I give it that. The detachable controllers, the FPS mode, the stand, it really feels like a very versatile piece of equipment. There are some downsides to it. It is a heavier gaming device, I will give it that, but I haven't felt that out of the ones that I've had, the Asus ROG Ally, the Steam Deck, any of the Android handhelds, the PlayStation Portal, that's going to be a factor for me. Now, if you like a smaller, compact, lighter handheld that you could just kind of take out, toss around, and so on and so forth, this might not be the thing for you because it is a little bit heavier. But for me, that's not a problem. I have not had that issue. The controllers are a really nice touch. They do sound great too. Like, the whole acoustic of the device sounds great. So the airflow, the buttons, it all kind of melts together in a very good construction. And the construction is a big thing for me because I don't want something that kind of feels cheap. I know how that sounds. I'm not saying or going against that in any way. I'm just saying a cheaper device, you know it's going to break over time. This doesn't feel like that's the case with this thing. Comparatively to the Lenovo Legion Go, to the other devices on the market, I think this is kind of your one-stop shop. It's something I was looking for a long time because it provided a lot of versatile things for me. The bigger display is nice, the bigger battery is nice. I can play for about 4 or 5 hours without really needing a charge. The joysticks, everything kind of looks like Lenovo went in and said, okay, what can we provide with the current level of technology and implement it into the smaller form factor. Feels like this is a handheld gaming computer versus something like the ROG Ally, which is a handheld gaming device. I think if you wanted something more compact in that sense, the ROG Ally is perfect for you. It adds a lot one of the downsides to the Lenovo Legion Go is the lack of VRR support. So the screen does not have VRR support, but it does have increased memory, increased size, increased refresh rate. So that is one of those things. Again, I believe that you should be looking at this from a full spectrum. What is it that you're looking for in your complete device? Are you looking for a complete device? Are you looking for more of that kind of takeout, ready to go play kind of device in a smaller form factor? Or are you looking for a powerhouse beast like the Lenovo Legion Go? If you haven't already this year, I think that the Lenovo Legion Go is definitely a contender in the handheld gaming space.